What's up, everybody? My name is Tucker. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 underrated NBA players that you need to know about. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like rating on it and subscribe to the channel as well for more videos just like this one every single day. With those things said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first up on the list is the inspiration for the list, and it's a guy that's been playing out of his mind lately for a team that's been playing out of their minds lately, and it's Desmond BANE of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's so strange how quickly someone like Desmond BANE can become very clearly a really, really good NBA player. A guy that was picked at the back end of the first round. I believe he was traded away by Boston on draft night and has immediately become like a perfect fit on this Grizzlies team. Because you think about what's the long-term answer alongside Ja Morant in the backcourt. There's been some Dillon Brooks stuff where he's a bigger guy that can create, can shoot, maybe is a little bit reckless at times offensively. But honestly, this last little stretch with Memphis has shown me that maybe Desmond BANE is that guy. If you don't want to go for like a crazy high upside ceiling guy and try and get, one of the top picks in the draft or something like that, Desmond BANE is pretty much an ideal backcourt partner alongside Ja Morant. The only thing I would criticize is that you would hope that he would maybe be a little bit taller, maybe have a little bit more length, but from a shooting standpoint, he has everything you want in a modern, like shooting shot creator type guy. You can see the numbers on screen, but they don't speak to how much of this he's actually creating on his own. Like, yes, there's some down screen stuff and he's getting kickouts and things like that, but there's a lot of Seth Curry to his game. He's like a bigger, stronger, more muscular Seth Curry that can also guard. He's doing a lot of, dribble handoff, one dribble pull-up jumpers. He, hitting pull-up threes in transition. Granted, this is during a stretch in which Memphis needs his offense more than they're ever going to need it without some of the guys that they've been missing lately. But whether it was without Ja or since Ja has come back, Desmond BANE is a player you need to pay attention to. I don't know moving forward if he has like all-star level ceiling, but he's going to be a really, really good player. He's going to make a ton of money in this league, and it's just everything you would want alongside Ja as a spacer, as an individual shot creator, so that he's not just an off-ball guy, as someone that can get to the rim, bigger, stronger, can guard. Desmond BANE is awesome, and it started to become like not a role player thing. Like he is, like I think of guys like Seth Curry as a level above a role player because of some of the shot creation that they can provide. And Desmond BANE is getting to that point. And by the way, he's a second-year player, putting up really, really good numbers for a Memphis team that's been playing incredibly to begin this season. Next up, we got to talk about FRANZ Wagner, one of my wife's favorite players of the Orlando Magic. She loves saying his name, but he has been incredible as a rookie to begin his NBA career. There was kind of my understanding of him as a prospect was that there was some upside and some potential with him, but his NBA role was a little bit unclear. Positionally, was he going to play the 3? Was he going to play the 4? Who was he going to guard? He definitely could guard, but it was trying to figure out where he could fit. And that made me nervous because a lot of times when you have guys you don't know what they're going to be initially, it takes them a little while to figure that out. Well, on an Orlando team that at this point just lets him do whatever he wants to because they're not talented to begin with. They're missing guys. He is able to get to the rim consistently. He does everything under control. He's way more athletic than I thought that he was. He can shoot the ball. He's improving as a creator individually as well as a playmaker for other guys. He is quickly becoming one of my favorite players to watch in the league. Again, on a Magic team that the Magic are not that fun to watch, but him specifically, he's having a really, really good rookie year. And again, within a rookie, he's the only rookie on this list, but he is in a rookie class that has been incredible to start this season. Guys like Scotty Barnes, Cade's had some moments. Jalen Green is coming on here a little bit. Of course, Evan Mobley has been awesome, and Wagner's right there. And it's going to be interesting if he turns out to be the better pick between him and Jalen Suggs. There's still a long, long way to go in their careers, but he's someone that he's going to be around. He's going to be a good wing that can guard, that can shoot, that can play make, that can create. If he can continue to raise his offensive ceiling, he could become a really, really incredible value as a player for this Orlando team that's really looking for guys. I mean, you'd think, oh, well, they've got all these different players. I mean, Jonathan Isaac is hurt. Markelle Fultz is hurt. Suggs hasn't looked fantastic. I don't love some of their other guards. They're actually really kind of counting on him to be a big-time player, and he's on the right track to begin his career so far this year. Next up on the list, another inspiration for the list, and it's DeJounte Murray. There's been some DeJounte Murray like all-star hype building lately, but really for him, statistically, it doesn't tell the whole story. I mean, he's averaging, a little bit under 18 a game, around 9 assists, 2 steals, but his impact, especially lately, has been incredible on a Spurs team that's not particularly talented. And of course they're well coached, but it's not a team that goes into many basketball games with a talent advantage. And DeJounte Murray's all around production and impact on the game has been fantastic for them. He's always been one of the better defensive guards in the league when fully locked in, when engaged, and when healthy. He's continued that, as you can see with the steals numbers, but also just watching him on a night-to-night basis really improves as a playmaker. And then the biggest issue for him coming in was what was going to happen with him in terms of his efficiency. Was he going to be able to figure out how to make jump shots consistently? He's still growing in that part of his game, but he's figured out so many other things that he now can necessitate being on the ball a lot, which doesn't make his lack of a three-point shot as much of an issue as it would be if he was one of the off-ball guys. And I think the biggest point for him is that in what's a relatively crowded backcourt in San Antonio, he's established himself as the guy moving forward. It's not Derek White. It's not Lonnie Walker. It's DeJounte Murray, and then you're building around that, or potentially him as a trade asset, although that's not typically what San Antonio does. So he absolutely deserves to be on the list. Next up, Luke Kennard. I'm happy about this one because I've been on the not giving up on Luke Kennard bandwagon for a little while, and it's been an up and down ride. Didn't have a ton of success initially, then had a nice season right before getting traded from Detroit. He had a nice year, and then he got hurt, and then they just dumped him basically for a future pick to a Clippers team that there was a clear role for him if he could get healthy. They signed him to this big contract, and then he just got buried on the bench. Now this year he's getting run because there's guys missing time, but I think in general, he's someone that helps this team, and the Clippers have weirdly become this team that find a way to develop players on the fringes, which is really critical when you're trying to be a championship team. Guys like Trey Mann, guys like Luke Kennard. And Kennard, when you look at just the three-point attempts, the percentage, signed a big contract, like I said, and I don't know if he's going to be worth whatever it was, 4 years, 72 at any point. But as a guy that provides a little bit of on-ball creation, can be a absolutely incredible shooter, someone that I think has a role on a championship team here moving forward, and that is an incredible thing to have for a Clippers team that is going to need all the help they can get, whether it be this year moving forward, to kind of get over the hump and get themselves to a title. And then last up on the list is another player that I've kind of been on the bandwagon for a while, and it's ANFERNEE Simons of the Portland Trailblazers. So he had a really interesting path to the NBA, because rather than go to college, rather than go overseas, rather than go to the G League, which I don't think was even an option at the time that he came out for the draft, he went to IMG Academy. He did a post-grad year at IMG in Florida and was incredible. He had the option to still go to school after that, but got a lot of positive feedback from NBA scouts because of his youth, his athleticism, his potential, and ended up going in the first round. And so he never went to college. He never played overseas. He never played in the G League. He went to IMG for a post-grad year and ended up being a first-round pick, which is really, really cool. And the concept for him coming into the league, he went to a really good spot in Portland where he didn't have to be trusted to do a ton initially, but he could learn from guys like Dame and CJ and figure out how to be a really good scorer at the NBA level. And for him, what's translated is the athleticism, the quickness, but also the three-point shooting. Again, the volume and the efficiency is there. Anytime you have a guy shooting 40% basically on 6 attempts per game, that's the threshold of okay, this guy is incredibly valuable offensively for our team. He's not going to be Dame. He's not going to be CJ. I don't know if that was ever what anybody thought that he was going to be. But given that he's a late first-round pick, given that they've had these injury issues, guys missing time, he's had a nice season, and almost more importantly for them, could potentially be seen as a trade asset moving forward throughout the rest of this year, because he's also a free agent this offseason. So if they're going to move him, it would probably be this year before he ends up signing an extension, because you have no idea if guy's going to be worth the extension, get hurt, whatever the case may be. So in a weird way, obviously his play is helping their team despite the fact that they're significantly under 500 at the moment. But for a team that could be looking to make some moves at the deadline, his improvement as a player this season could really help them go get somebody else via trade that helps them more, because he's more of a future potential piece still, but still a really interesting young guy that I kind of wanted to point out. And that's really the theme of this list. These are all younger players. These are all players that maybe are, if you go up and down the list, we're looking at, Memphis, Orlando, San Antonio, Clippers, and then Portland. 4 teams out of those 5 that people just aren't probably paying a lot of attention to. So I just wanted to shed some light on those guys, point out that they're having awesome seasons. Pretty much, we're almost halfway through the year already. And so let me know down in the comment section below who else you guys would have put on this list. But that's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Once again, my name is Tucker. If you missed any of my previous videos, be sure to check out the box on screen. And as I said, subscribe for more videos just like this one every single day. With all this being said, once again, my name is Tucker, and I will see you all next time.